On the third day of Drunksmas, my true love gave to me 3 Alison moves, 2 TSV guns, and a Dyson sphere around the sun.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third day of the marathon, which we call the season of Drunksmas. I'm Alex Albrecht.
Well, you didn't say this is the half-hour happy hour.
I think it's pretty clear.
You sure were milking that intro, too.
Well, I didn't want to milk it further by saying the half-hour
This is
hour.
the half-hour happy hour with Alison and Alex. That was Alex. I'm Alison Haislip. And for the next 30-ish minutes, we are going to drink some booze and spit some news.
And we're going to be spitting those news directly in the face of the man, the receiver of all news, and
Tom's
booze
happy.
spitting. Tom, Super Volcano Kravsky, how you doing, Tom?
Tom's on beer 3. I'm on champagne 3. Alex is kind of nursing it over there.
Yeah,
He's also got a Coke in front of him.
Alex is doing shots.
Bro,
though.
I
Are you
was
doing
drinking
shots?
so many whiskeys.
so many.
I'm just splitting it up. I'm going.
All the whiskeys?
I'm going beer, whiskeys,
Yeah.
Coke Zero, and then just looping it around.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, before we get to today's awesome guests,
Yes.
we had some business. We forgot to mention in last week's episode, or not last week, yesterday's.
Shocker.
Yesterday's
During
episode.
Drunksmas, we forgot something.
I know, because we got sent the amazing Lego in episode 1 of the Saturn
Right.
rocket.
We were ill prepared.
Yes, it's just too big of a Lego to build on this
Correct.
show.
This show, the next 8 days of Drunksmas would
So-
be
so
Allison
Eldrick-
not talking and building a Lego rocket.
So, Eldrick, what we are going to do, I believe, is in the new year, do another caffeine.tv live stream
Yes.
of the 3 of us and Jerry building the rocket.
Correct.
So that's what we've come
and
up
we will
with.
be drinking and we will be building.
That is there. Also,
Yes.
should we do this real quick?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay, so real quick, we've been getting deliveries without names from people, and so we thought, it turns out it's all from one amazing person, and we have an email from them. So we need to thank this person.
So, not the food from Cantor's.
No, that's from
but
Space Camp Cheryl.
Ron,
Yes.
who got us really excited about that. He was the one that sent in the email about the velvet
red
cake.
velvet cake, his favorite red velvet
and
cake.
And it turns out
Yeah.
it will not be here in time for Drunksmas.
Oh.
There is currently a red velvet cake somewhere over the United States.
Oh, he did try to send one?
It's on its way. It will be here.
Oh.
It just will not be here in time.
I thought you were about to say there's a red velvet
So
shortage.
So he, So he basically said, you know what, I'm going to go to Postmates and do the best thing that I can. So he sent in some red velvet cake cups from the LA Bakery Cake Monkey, which, by the way, Ron, Cake Monkey, one of the best, if not the best.
It was the
bakeries.
first thing to arrive.
And it was amazing. He also sent in the lovely champagne.
The champagne that I'm drinking.
Ron, you should have seen how giddy
I was
Allison was
I posted
when she
it. I
saw
posted it on my
can-
Instagram
champagne.
stories. Yeah, it was awesome.
And also, that's the Macallan, which I've been tucking into a little bit. And it says that there's Fat Burger that will
oh my
be on
God,
the way.
that's gonna save our lives.
I love Maud's eyes. Just
Wait,
got
we have to
real
introduce the
big.
guests. We
I
haven't
know,
introduced.
go.
Okay, so now I'm so excited to introduce our guests. Both of them are Drunksmas repeats, which makes me so happy.
Veterans.
My very dear friends and 2 of the coolest chicks I know, Maude Garrett and Michelle Morrow. Yay!
Otherwise known as MGMM.
MGMM. Oh,
I need you guys to just be a little quicker with
I know. Gosh,
The
I heard
booze.
it.
The booze.
So, I mean, what's so exciting is that this year for Drunksmas, we had so many people want to come on the show that we didn't have enough episodes. So I was like, wait a minute, Michelle and Maude would actually be awesome together because we're all such good friends.
Truth.
And
We are awesome
it
together.
made me so excited because this is the very first time in the half-hour happy hour history where the women outnumber the men. Hashtag 2017, bitches.
For the record, I never claimed to be a man.
It was always
Sensitive
1-to-1.
man.
Tom
Yes.
was on his island doing his own thing.
Yeah, so our listeners probably already know who you 2 lovely ladies are since you've both been on before, but just in case we have new listeners, because I hope we have new listeners. Hi. Both Michelle and Maude are like awesome, nerdy hosts like I am, and that's how we know each other is from those circuits, and they've been very supportive and wonderful women, especially in this time where I feel like we need to do that, women.
Yeah, tell me about it. And Michelle and I go way back because we've been hosting BlizzCon for the last 3
know.
years.
Love it. Love it.
Such
We're
work.
war buddies at this point.
We are war buddies.
Yeah.
We've been to Nam 3 times.
No, it's awesome though. We had
Detours
so
Yeah,
much
so it's
fun.
always fun.
This year we actually got to close the entire ceremony out, which was
On the main
amazing.
stage, which was bonkers.
Yeah, because it's what's cool is that Alex is Alliance and
Yeah.
I am Horde, so we both got to just fulfill our nerdy dreams and get out there. And
I feel like
yell.
I sacrificed myself for Michelle to have the moment where she said "for the Horde," and it was way louder than the Alliance.
I'm on Team Alliance.
I know, but when you're at BlizzCon, it's like
I know,
Alliance,
no one is.
yeah, Horde, brah. So you're welcome. I was like,
Thank you very much.
because I think they had me saying Luxar, and I was like, no, that's
Yeah, I
Michelle.
think that's right.
Can we get brief recaps of each of your lives since we saw you last Drunksmas or heard you last Drunksmas? I guess.
It's a whole year.
Yeah,
We
Maud.
get
So you
4 words to tell.
you
Yeah,
had
in
a job
2017.
switch this year,
Ooh,
didn't you? Was that this year?
Taking over
Oh wait, no, that was
Omarosa?
last year.
SourceFed.
That was last year.
That was
Was
last
that-
year.
That was over
was
a
it
year
pre?
ago.
Are you serious?
December?
Oh my god.
Yes, it was. It was
Wow.
the end of August. So I was on SourceFed Nerd for a little chunk of time, but now I've been doing the freelance circuit. So I've been doing a book club on the Nerdist channel Alpha,
Which I love.
Nice.
Which is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I
about
think
that.
I've told you this, but when I was on G4, I begged to have my own segment about a
they're
book
like,
club, and they
"No,
were like,
did you?"
nah, nah. And the fact that you like got to live my dream, I'm like, oh, good, go on.
Yeah, on the Totally Rad Show, Jeff was always like, let's do book reviews. And I was like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm not reading a book.
I love.
I was like,
reading.
you guys can do it. I'm not reading a book.
That's what your PA is for.
Not
You have
now.
to read the book.
1 month,
Tell
read a
you
book.
what it's-
Yeah, well, I'm lonely.
Yeah,
so
but-
I can read books. There's so much time.
Maud, you also do all the junkets. I feel like just following you on
Yeah.
social media, I'm like, oh, Maud's interviewing another ridiculously famous human
Dude,
being.
It's a weird thing. Someone goes, "What do you do for a living?" I say, "I interview celebrities."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that in itself is kind of so surreal. Yeah, I a couple of times a week, I guess. My next one is going to be with Mark Wahlberg, Michelle Williams, Christopher Plummer, and Ridley Scott.
I don't know who any of those people are.
All the money in the
Ooh,
world.
I want to know afterwards if Mark Wahlberg's taller than me and bigger than me or shorter.
I already know the answer.
What is it?
Yeah.
I also want to know why he got paid way more money for those
Thank you.
reshoots.
That was my
this year.
first
And you asked that
question.
question?
Yes.
Probably not. But
Wait,
like, amazing. if you could.
they did reshoots?
Ironically called All the Money in the World.
I know,
Oh, this
right?
is when
got
this is the
paid
movie that
Spacey
Kevin
was
Spacey.
for 10 days, and she got paid $100,000. Now, I'm sure that has to do with contracts that have already been pre-negotiated, whatever. But
Still,
still,
it's privy to both information, and they should be the ones that said, "You know what? This is grossly disproportionate," and they should
Yeah.
be the ones that step in and say, "You know what?" And this is why more people need to talk, because I think Emma Stone did the exact same thing. She realized that her male co-host was being paid stupid amounts more than her. They spoke, and then he decided to take a pay cut to match hers.
For
Oh,
love.
God bless that
Interesting.
guy.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
but so often we don't talk about it because
Well, it's such
weird
a
too.
it is. Well, it's
Yeah.
an awkward thing. It's like even Michelle and I, like we don't talk about what we get paid during BlizzCon, but it's like now that's a thing that we should do because
Yeah.
it's like, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's $3 million to 100,000.
let's
like,
be honest.
Yeah,
men-
that's it.
the more
Yeah.
men out.
Alex gets paid
Yeah.
$2 million for BlizzCon. I don't know. if you guys know.
Seriously? How hysterical would that be? I mean, more for me because if you're like, oh my god, I got paid $2 million for BlizzCon. If you were like, wait, really?
I would expect my
was
Tesla
like, I thought-
tomorrow, Alex.
yeah. Tesla's for everybody.
I do have to say, like, in this day and age where obviously, you know, I feel like the women side
Move
what's
their
it?
arms like
yes,
this?
I don't, the women's movement or
churning
whatever
their arms.
is getting a lot more support to the men out there who do the stuff like this, like Emma Stone's, not
Yes.
Emma Stone, Emma Watson's.
it was Emma Stone, yeah.
Oh, it was Emma
Yeah.
Stone, her co-star. To the men out there who do support this and are willing to be like, hey, this needs to be done right. Like, thank you guys, thank you. And
Well,
I
and
know
also,
you two
like,
are part
we're
of
not
that.
gonna like let's not get down into crazy what's going on with like Harvey Weinstein and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But Mira Sorvino and Ashley Judd, when Peter
Yeah.
Jackson came out and said that he wanted them
Yeah.
for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and Weinstein was like, "Oh, they're hard to work with. You shouldn't use them." So they never
Hung
even
up.
knew they lost
Yeah.
that job.
Yeah.
That's what's fucked up.
I know, exactly.
This is that fear where it's like, no, if we speak out, you know, they
Yeah.
have the power to destroy careers. And so
Right.
that's been finally confirmed. That's
And they were also saying that, like, somebody was saying that, I guess in 1995, Jason Priestley punched.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That
Yeah,
was a good
punched
story.
Harvey Weinstein, and they were like, "We think that might be why he didn't do much after 90210 because
Oh
Harvey
my
What
Weinstein
God.
can we
blackballed
do
him."
to make sure Jason Priestley is the next new heartthrob?
I know.
Yeah,
Bring him on
exactly.
the
Yeah.
podcast.
He's still sexy.
I'll buy
Bring
a
him back.
Tiger Beat poster.
Yes.
We should have had him on the show. We didn't know.
I know. Okay, so Michelle, you've had a huge fucking year too.
Oh yeah,
You got married.
truth.
I did.
Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah.
Truth.
In one of the coolest weddings ever, and I told Michelle this afterwards. I was like, I kind of wanted to single white female you that day and just make it my wedding because it was just such a cool wedding. It really was.
It was, and honestly,
Yeah.
you two, between your wedding dress and frickin' Whitey's tux, like you guys were on fire.
Yeah.
yeah, it was awesome. It was
It was
awesome.
so fun. It was honestly, I mean, this is such a weird cliche thing to say, but truly I can say it was the happiest day of my life.
Yay! That's what it
Everything
should
was
be.
happy.
Yeah.
Everyone was just glad to see everybody else.
Yeah.
It was just a positive
group. Yeah.
just everyone was just so many people got there, came from all over, and everybody who's at a wedding kind of understands this, but it's just a really happy day. And there was something really cool about just saying, we've been together for 10 years.
That's impressive.
Right. So it's kind of this thing where it's like, we were like, this is kind of silly, right?
Yeah.
We're like, we've already been together. But there's something totally different about saying what you think about each other and saying I love you in front of all these other people. There's something so magnanimous about it. It's hard to it's just hard to describe.
I started crying like a baby, and everybody thought I was joking.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Really?
Yeah, at my wedding. I don't know if anybody. You were there. I don't know.
Oh,
if
at
you,
your wedding.
At my
Yes.
wedding.
Oh, I thought you meant at her wedding.
No.
You started crying.
Yeah.
I was
Man,
like, I
you
didn't see
guys
cry.
got up there. I cried like a baby. No,
Yeah.
when we got to the full on do you take blah 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 to blah blah blah?
yeah.
I literally got choked up, and everybody in the audience was like, "Alex, stop joking around." And I was like,
Goof.
I can't
I feel like I feel like I should tell them no, guys, I have emotions. I'm not just a face
not
that
just
makes
funny.
jokes.
Did you do the bottom lip quiver though?
I did. I actually, because what I did was I couldn't get the words "I do" out. And so I said, and then I got choked up, and everybody laughed, thinking I was joking,
I remember that.
can't do it.
Yeah.
But seriously, I was like, no, I'm emotional, you fucks. Get out of my wedding.
Have I forget.
You don't know me. Wait, all of you know me.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've talked about this, but I know I've talked about this. My brother got married this year, and I was his best man. But at the actual ceremony, because I was standing up with him right behind him, so I was looking at my parents who were right in front of me, and my mother was like stone faced, like just like keeping her shit together.
Yeah.
My dad sobbing, like looking at the ground, tears pouring out of his eyes onto the ground. I was like, Dad, like it was so like seeing the
And your
dichotomy of
brother's
my two
Stop
parents.
saying "Dad" sweetly behind me. I know he's crying. I'm trying to keep my shit together, Alison.
know.
You're supposed to be my rock.
I love weddings.
But what's funny actually is that real quick is that last year on Drunksmas, before I was engaged,
right.
we talked about getting married, and you told your engagement story. So for all those listeners,
Oh, yes.
go back and listen
Yes.
to last year's
The
real quick
Tiffany's
to hear that.
the woman who was like, "You're not getting that ring for her."
Yeah,
God
you gotta-
bless that woman.
You got to go back.
Did you
and
not hear this? I went to Tiffany's and I was gonna buy this super cool
Make it the short
sci-fi,
version of this.
version of this ring, and I was like, that one, and she goes, no.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that one's really cool. And she was like, I will not let you buy that ring for any girl unless I meet them. Because she was like, that's a very specific ring, and
Yeah.
I do not think it's going to work.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what do you suggest? And she was like, this.
classic one.
The classic Tiffany's cut,
Yeah.
single. And I was like, okay. But it was hysterical that she was like, I was like, ooh, that's nice. And she's like,
Yeah.
no. I am not going to sell you that ring.
Dear boys, always get a woman's opinion on the engagement ring.
Very,
Yeah,
very
and by the
true.
way, if you can, because I know Tiffany's is very expensive,
Right.
but if you can, there's no world in which you fuck up. Because as a guy, there are certain things. Something from Coach, right?
Sure.
Something from Tiffany's. No, but at least they go like, you heard somebody say something about this. This is a brand that is
you
okay.
understand
Prada.
that this is classic. Yes.
As someone who's wearing
Even if it's
a
bad.
lot of that kind of stuff,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so meticulous about it though.
Yeah, that's the whole
Yeah.
point. It's very.
But it's
and-
not just a name. You've got to get the right thing in it.
Yeah.
I know, this is the thing, because I also watch yourself.
Guys
'Cause
should
I
just
also-
always
I
consult
got
one
her-
of their friends' girlfriends.
Yes.
And then they will know everything.
See, the thing with Heather is she's not one of those ones that's like, I always wanted this kind of engagement ring with her friends.
You had no clue.
I
Like,
had
I
no
wasn't
clue.
that way
input to-
either, but
I
then
know.
I took Allison around with me, and it was all
I went
good.
shopping with her. It was so fun.
Actually, we did that with our wedding ring, with our wedding rings.
I texted her fiance afterwards. I was like, just so you know, if you're wondering what kind of ring together, I might have an idea of what she's looking for. And
then you
just
texted
sent
a
him
picture?
the exact picture of what she wanted.
Good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There's no wiggle room, I don't think. when
No,
it comes to
I
engagement
agree.
ring.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Now, the thing is that's funny about engagement rings is like, rings are so weird, especially engagement rings, because it's like, so like Heather doesn't wear the engagement ring that I got her. Because
That doesn't sound like a
That doesn't
surprise.
sound like she liked it then.
Well, no, because it's big, and so it catches on shit.
Oh, right.
And it's like, but it's classic. So she's like, well, I'm not gonna like. It's cool. It's my engagement ring. So right now, I think she's wearing her mom's wedding ring.
Oh, that's nice.
Which
That's
is
cute.
fucking bonkers. It's like fucking Tony Soprano's pinky ring. It's like just fucking diamonds, but it's not. It won't like catch on things.
Yeah.
And so we're very like, I don't give a shit what she puts on that ring as long as she goes out of the house wearing a ring. And then even if she doesn't, it's like I don't. Okay,
You've been with her for 20 years.
I keep
so.
forgetting.
that's true. It's like 20 years.
I forget to wear my ring all the time. I was like, oh crap! Like I'll put on
Where
lotion
is
and
it?
be like, But yeah, like getting married is like it's interesting because you do those Instagram top 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it
And it's
7?
funny, like
I haven't
I
done
did
mine yet.
a lot of stuff this year. Like I did a lot, and like all of the top 9 were just me getting married.
Amazing.
Because you had the coolest fucking wedding dress
Yeah.
on the face of this planet. It was black.
No, that wedding
with
dress-
rose
Is it Vivian
tulle.
Westwood?
It was Vera Wang.
Very
It
It was
was
stunning.
gorgeous.
I got the V. I got the
Yeah.
W. I got the wrong one.
I've been to one other wedding where the bride did not wear a white wedding or ivory or whatever. She wore an emerald green ball gown, and it was so stunning. And it's just, there's something to it, just something about not doing the traditional white, where you're like, yes.
Well, you
Oh,
have
what did we get, Tom?
Oh,
Ooh,
Oh.
is it the red velvet?
oh my God! Is that a Carvel?
Oh my God! It's
Is
a
it a Fudgy the Whale?
It's a Fudgy the Whale. What is it, Carvel? It's an ice cream cake called Fudgy the Whale, but only certain Carvels sell them. Like it's very special
Yeah.
if you can get a Fudgy the Whale.
And on the East Coast,
And it says Merry Drunksmas, and it's from Bobby. Thank you, Bobby.
Bobby.
Wait, I have to do an Insta story of this, like this is just too
so
awesome.
So here's the thing
This
about
is so rad.
non-East Coast people.
Yeah.
There was
What?
a local Carvel ice cream, and it was like the guy who started Carvel ice cream, like Bob Carvel or whatever, and he had the worst fucking voice. And he always talked about Fudgy the Whale.
How?
And it would be like,
Everybody, welcome to come to the Carvel ice cream. You get 50% off this Christmas. We got Fudgy the Whale. Fudgy the Whale's back, every kid. Enjoy the kids.
and it's
You
just
can,
like,
hear the hairball stuck to the ice cream cake.
but like that guy should not be selling children ice cream
Yeah,
cakes.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at all.
Okay, real quick. Let me do the Insta story real quick. It's gonna be on the show
Into
too.
the mic.
This is amazing, guys. We were literally in the middle of recording a Drunksmas episode, but I had to stop because we got sent a Fudgy the Whale from Carvel from Bobby. Thank you so much. And it even says Merry Drunksmas. It's amazing. I'm gonna eat the shit out of this. Yeah, bye.
Most people don't realize that.
like shit,
I was
too.
going to say,
Yeah.
Fudgy the Whales are filled with shit. That's what she was. She was being literal and
I
figurative at the
fudged
same
the
time.
So good.
It's also very cold on my lap. So let's go put it over there. Should we put it
cream of
put it in the freezer? Can you put it in the freezer real quick and then we'll eat
fantastic.
it after?
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
Free food in my face.
yes, you got married, but also you had
a
a
show or
Yeah.
a show?
sitcom basically
Yeah.
come out on YouTube Red.
YouTube Red.
Which is awesome.
and it was
you.
about esports.
Yeah, and everyone
close to
can
everybody's
download
hearts.
it, or everyone can get it for. Well, you can get it for free real quick by just doing like a free trial with YouTube Red.
Oh, 'cause all the episodes are out,
All the
right?
episodes are out.
6
Yeah.
episodes are out, so you
Amazing.
can just like get it and then just cancel
Binge
it. I
it.
don't care. It's totally awesome though. We produced it.
What's it called?
It's called Good Game.
Yeah.
I co-created it with Jesse Cox. We executive
Amazing.
produced it with Dan Harmon.
So great.
We had writers from Rick
community
and Morty.
Yeah.
It was a dream come true. I
I mean, that's a
started
dream
it.
team right there.
It
Seriously,
was.
that's
and,
amazing. And
we
it's
got
like
to
your
make our
first
own video game
It's like your first written thing as well to go.
Yeah.
to get.
It's incredible.
To get
What
to
a
this
team up.
level, yeah,
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
have that much responsibility. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I mean there was a lot. So we got to create a video game and everything, and I was the only woman on the team, so that was super cool, and just
Yeah.
learn about the process.
Hashtag
And it was so
2017.
fun, and we did work with the Game Grumps, and so it's on the Game Grumps channel, and we had Michael Ornstein from Sons of Anarchy in it. We had Terry
Jesus.
Crews in it.
Yeah.
we had Alex Correa from The Attack. We had Naomi Kyle from IGN. We had Rachel Seltzer, who's in esports. We had so many gaming people. We had CLG, Team CLG, do cameos in it. We had so many people from the community just like really delve in for gaming. So that was
love it.
super cool.
What was the feedback from esports for that? Because I know that esports, even though it's so huge,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
can be very intimidating for someone that doesn't know competitive gaming to kind of get into that world.
So it's interesting. So the mainstream, like, and gamers loved it. Esports at first were very like,
Protective?
very
Yeah.
protective, very concerned because they don't want to be defined yet.
Yeah.
They don't want to sit because it's such a new industry. It's worth so much money that no one wants it to like necessarily like look bad or make
Yeah.
fun of it or
Yeah.
anything yet. Where it's in that protective stage, and I get it. But we have to look at like all the ridiculous issues within it. So it's been a slow roll in it where esports people are now realizing they're like, oh, I watched that. Oh my God, it's so dead
It's
on.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
you, I
once
mean,
they
you
get
you've
it-
been around esports for years and years and years.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like you're the person that should be making the esport, not just random person who doesn't really know esports.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like it's kind of been a buzzword over the last maybe year or
Yeah.
two. Is like other networks are like, wait, esports are a thing now.
I've been
We should
approached
do
by
that.
So many networks that are like,
Yeah.
we're going to tap into esports. I go, what's your gaming experience? Oh, none. But
Yes, but we cover sports,
Yes.
so yeah. Oh,
And their
Tom, what
eyes
did we
are
get?
green with dollar signs.
Yeah, right.
It's from Patrick.
Ooh.
Wonderful.
Patrick McFoodies.
That looks like good food.
He's Scottish.
Is it Chinese? That looks like that might have been.
Oh, this might be the
Oh,
Fat
fries.
Burger from.
Oh, is it
that
that?
was from
No,
Ron.
that was from
That's
Ron. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which, by the way, that should become.
Chicken.
Oh, Roscoe's Chickens and Wascos.
That's
God
Yeah, we're gonna
bless
have
you
some of
guys.
that.
Chicken and
We're gonna
Okay,
have some-
speaking of the fans, I feel like I have to open another one of these pre-delivered packages
Yes,
right
we
now.
had some pre-delivered
This
packages.
one already has a box of Junior Mints on the top of it, which I'm. Oh, it's really taped on there.
It does say
Oh, boy.
no food inside.
Well, except for the Junior Mints.
That's why it's
But
no
that's on
food
top.
inside.
Okay, and then there's a card that says HHH Crew. This is it's a Star Wars card.
Aw.
It's got a Chewie on the front.
Oh my God! It's a
little
Chewy in a
Chewie.
pocket. You can take him out.
Are you serious?
Oh, I thought it was an
Chewy.
edible
In a pocket.
chewy. And I was like, I love
was
that play
thinking
on
the same
words.
You mean it's a
Whatever you
Edible
Chewy?
Chewy. Wait,
A
pull
Chewy
here.
Chewy.
It's
I need
just
to
a
pull-
Chewy.
Dude, oh my God, that food smells so good that just
I'm gonna
arrived.
fuck
Here,
those
Alex,
fries.
have the little Chewy in the
gonna
pocket.
what those
Okay, this says Harry Christmas
It's a
Chew
free-
You.
It's a Ziploc. It's a velvet.
Just say it.
Chewy.
Alex, those were the worst words that came out of your
Oh, it's
mouth.
an ornament.
Okay,
No?
ready? Oh my gosh, this is from Jose and Mary. They've been such a supportive.
Oh, we love Jose
They're
and
a
Mary.
couple. They're awesome. You guys are so supportive. Hello and happy Drunksmas 4-H crew. Hi, Allison. Hey, guys. Wishing you all the best for the coming year. Here are some supplies to use during this Drunksmas and beyond. Enclosed are some Bytecoin for Allison
Yeah!
and Tom. Invest wisely. P.S. We'd love to host for you in a home podcast. Oh, they aren't that far away.
yeah.
Might make for a good practice run. Okay, bye.
So we talked about this. We said that it would be really fun if we did like a contest and then somebody could win us coming to their house to record an episode of the Half Hour Happy Hour because we did this. We did this on Dignation back in the day.
Look what's in this box. Oh my God.
You haven't even
God,
seen the Chewy. Look
No,
at the
I saw the
Chewy.
Chewy. Look what's in the box.
Oh my God, it's gold.
Literally gold covered chocolate.
Duff
And it's
beers.
got Duff beer.
Oh,
Gold.
Duff
This is
beer.
the greatest
that's
thing.
cool.
Oh my gosh, go push these. Wait,
Duff
this
beer
is an
gummies,
energy
right?
drink. It's an
Oh, it
orange
is?
flavor.
It's
Oh.
Duff energy drink.
Duff
I mean,
energy
it's just-
drink.
it's
That's
just tons and
brilliant.
Does
tons of
Disney make that
gold.
money now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
Does Disney own The
Yeah.
Simpsons? What?
By the way, did you guys see that 20 years ago there was an episode of The Simpsons
Yes.
where they panned by the 20th Century Fox Studios and it said a Walt Disney Corporation?
Are you
Yes.
serious?
Yeah,
That
20
was
years ago.
Didn't they also
20
predict
years ago.
Trump
They
being
did,
the
yeah.
president as a joke?
And the funny thing is, people are like, are they going back and putting this? And I was like, no, I remember in 1990 whatever.
There's a whole other level to this box. Hold on.
What?
A multi-lever.
Oh, beers. Oh, that's
What is
right.
this?
Beer.
No, you read it.
a
What is
stout.
That is Napoleone Dynamite from Stone.
that? Ooh, and here's a fancy IPA. You like
Neapolitan.
IPA?
Dogfish, 30-minute, 120-minute IPA.
Gosh, they've spoiled you completely.
There's another
tasty. It looks ice creamy.
a Brandywine ale.
Oh, that's
Ooh, Firestone
The Dogfish
Brandywine
Head's always
Ale.
good.
Oh my god.
2017 vintage. Very excited.
What's that?
More wine, Brandywine Ale.
Oh my god. The entire bottom level is Junior Mints.
That's
Oh,
a-
here we go, and little mini Legos. We can build mini Legos on
That's
the show.
nice and
There
easy.
you go.
Quick.
That's an
That won't
Allison
take out the
size.
There we go. Oh, perfect. All right, I can.
Oh my
handle-
God, you
This is
guys.
Oh, this one's a Santa.
Oh, you guys.
Santa
Santa?
Lego.
Man, that's
Thank
Santa
you
after 9
so
beers.
much. I know, right? Do you want some beer?
That's
No, I said this is Santa after 9 beers.
Yeah. That's what we all think Santa looks like after 9 beers.
You guys, this is literally my year supply of Junior Mints again. I'm not joking. I had those Junior Mints from last Drunksmas for like a year, and
Yeah.
every once in a while I'd be like, I could do some Junior Mints, and I'd go to my pantry and grab some
Yeah.
Junior Mints. Now I got them again.
Yeah.
I remember not getting any of those Junior Mints last year. I think
Well,
Allison
now-
got all of
mine.
them.
Now we can hide some and be like, nope,
I
nope,
just got
you
an
don't get that.
insight into what Allison was like as a kid at Christmas.
Mine.
Don't touch my waffle.
Oh my gosh. All right, that's amazing.
amazing.
Jose and Mary, thank you so much. Here, take the knife from me because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna stab somebody.
Yeah.
Don't give
By the
up.
way,
Um,
can we just put Chewy up? I mean,
Hi, Chewy.
I don't think people realize how amazing
Chewy's
and
so
adorable.
soft.
Thank
How's
you.
Chewy? Did you feel it?
Thank
a little bit too much.
Yeah, didn't you interview all the Last Jedi people?
By the way, I was
Yes.
going to say,
Yes.
so
Alex hasn't seen it yet.
yeah, I haven't
haven't
seen
either.
it yet.
Oh,
Good,
okay.
good. Thank you so much for
Yes.
being another person, because otherwise they'd just spoil it because it's just
Yeah.
me. how was Laura Dern, and did you show her the pictures
Yes,
of
I
you
did.
from
Oh my
Jurassic
god,
Park?
the best ever. Okay, so
I literally saw this on Twitter, and I was
Yes.
like, please
I
tell
know,
me you
right?
did
Yes.
this.
Wait, tell the whole story so people understand.
Yeah.
So for Halloween this year, I dressed up as Dr. Ellie Sattler, who is Laura Dern's character from Jurassic Park.
amazing.
And it looks very subtle at the start. And you're like, what did you dress up as? And then I start limping and crying and saying, run! And everyone's like, oh my God.
Amazing.
And so I have all the photos and the video. And before I started my interview with both Laura Dern and Oscar Isaac, because they were paired, I was like, just got to let you know, I had a really great Halloween this year. This is my costume. And I showed her and she lost it. And then Oscar grabs the phone off her going, oh my God. And I go, there's more to swipe through. And of course, I got to the video.
Oh, amazing.
I'm not being delicate about it either. Like my face is just all over the place and I'm screaming and I'm limping. And she's so wonderful about it. She's like, this is so great.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Laura
got to
Dern's
be
my
such an
favorite
honor.
person.
Like you were not just her, but her from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think it wasn't until I dressed up as Ellie Sattler that people were like, oh my God, you really look like
Yeah.
Laura Dern.
I didn't even think about it until you posted that photo, and I was like, that's the greatest Halloween costume I've ever seen.
But what not many people know is that 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago now, when I interviewed Laura Dern for Fault in Our Stars, I also was going through the same habit of like bursting through doors saying, run! Because that's my thing and I'm obsessed with it. So I showed her, I was like, oh my gosh, I do a really great impersonation of you in Jurassic Park. And I showed her and I got up from the interview and I ran through the door doing it. And she's clapping and cheering and she's like, oh my God, I loved you in Jurassic Park. So this poor woman, for like 3 years, I've been tormenting her. That's to come in with a lamp wrapped around my ankle next time and be like, how did this get here? Wait, run.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
cool.
Do we
love that.
do we have
Yeah,
time
do we-
for one quick fan email?
Yes,
Because
we
I
do.
feel
We
like
got about 4 minutes.
yeah. Because I feel like we're yeah, do it.
Howdy, HHHH.
Who's this from?
Adventureless Hero here.
Oh, hi, Adventureless Hero.
Hi,
Yeah?
Allison.
Oh, okay, cool.
When we last spoke via email, I had asked you about everyone's favorite cocktail and suggestions for me to try. Do you guys remember this?
Yes, I do. I think I was like, I
Old-fashioned,
just drink
vodka soda.
Vodka soda,
Yep.
yeah.
All right. Well, the results are in. And after trying the drinks you buckaroos suggested, I found what I was looking for.
Oh, good.
Even though Alex isn't a gin guy,
No.
I appreciated the gin fizz suggestion. Remember I said
Yes.
old-fashioned,
But it has egg
like
whites
where
in
this
it.
is
I'm like, blah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you
Although,
can't ever taste them.
yeah, you don't ever taste them,
know,
but
but it's
she
just
sees
weird
them
to
go in
me.
and it's like she's out.
Allison does not like eggs.
No.
Neither, though.
Or coffee.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're friends. Neither does Jessica Chobot, by the way.
Oh, that's
God,
good. We should
guys,
do that more.
eggs are awesome. Anyway,
Sorry.
Although it was fun to watch the bartender shake the living hell out of a drink, I was not too keen on having more than one of them. The Moscow Mule
Oh, that was my suggestion.
with Fever Tree
Thank you.
ginger beer.
She's the best.
Hold on,
Rocked-
Bundaberg?
Say what?
I will
No,
fight
Beaver
you.
Tree.
Oh.
Sorry. Bundaberg's too sweet.
Rocked, and I have been added it to my home bar stock
Yeah.
at
There you
home.
go, Tom.
A simple vodka soda
Yeah.
was quite tasty.
Yeah.
And led me to discover that a drink doesn't have to have fancy ingredients.
It
and
just has
thus
to
I
get you
came
drunk.
to settle on
Without the calories.
I came to settle on the gin and tonic.
Oh.
So I feel like the three of y'all contributed in helping me find my quote usual cocktail.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix.
A
By the way,
Hendrix gin and tonic.
that used to be my dad's drink of choice, and I say used to be because my dad, this is probably 15, 20 years ago. He got type 2 diabetes. He now no longer has it because he totally switched his eating habits and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty amazing. But the switch he did. I mean, he did a bunch of things, but one of the big things he did was switching from gin and tonic because tonic has so much sugar in it. To
Tonic
Bacardi.
water?
Yeah, soda water has
Bacardi?
no sugar. Tonic water has a ton of sugar.
Wow.
Yes.
Wait,
I know.
I'm the
Things
same
you wanna
way,
know.
Maud. Who
Things
knew-
you want to
what?
know. So he switched to a Bacardian diet because it has zero sugar in it.
You mean a skinny pirate?
Yes, exactly. And now, that was one of the biggest things my dad did. But he used to be a gin and tonic guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
thank you all for that, and thanks for being part of my favorite Monday.
Awesome.
Evan.
So,
Okay. Oh, Evan. There we go.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing. What is your guys' favorite
Yes,
drinks?
what are your favorite
Tom,
drinks?
Tom,
Till
Tom,
tea
Tom, Tom, Tom.
Go.
I forget the actual name. It's like a amaretto sour.
Oh, yeah.
That's an amaretto though. So here's the fun story. Back in Australia when I was a host, there were no other hosts really. So you got to do the most incredible jobs all the time that you had no qualifications to do, but there was no one else. And one of them was for me to host and judge a drinking mixing competition.
Yes.
Ooh.
So there would be like the top 20 bartenders from all around Australia. That was, I think the whole event was sponsored by Amaretto, where they had to make an amaretto sour and then they had to make another cocktail of their choosing using amaretto as an ingredient. I didn't even know what amaretto was.
I was gonna say, so amaretto is the like
almondy thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's sweet,
It's,
but
it's more like a liqueur as
Yeah.
opposed to it's not as strong as
but it is like an
liquors.
almond liqueur,
Yes.
right?
Somehow an amaretto sour, it tastes like Willy Wonka in a cup. I don't know how else to describe it.
Never tasted really Wonka.
Yeah.
I'd like
but
to now.
and it's got the egg white in it that you
Yeah.
whisk around. I was like, I hate egg, and I was just like, glonk glonk, drink. So after having 20 of these, and they're like, Psst, Maud, you've got a spitting
Pace
glass.
yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
you
can
don't
spit
have
it. And
to
I was
drink
just
it
like, I'm having all of them. Yeah, I got so smashed.
That's
And they're like
amazing.
trying to do this professional video where we're like judging. I'm like, this is so good.
It tastes like booze.
Yeah,
10 points.
10 points. It's a yes or no vote. 10.
You know,
But it's one of those drinks that you rarely ever really order it.
Yeah.
But when you do, you sound like the best kind of wanker.
Yeah. If I went up to a bar and I was like, well, what are you going to
An
have? I'll have
amaretto
a
sour.
beer and I'll have an amaretto sour.
Yeah.
great.
I'd
So
be like-
Jake ordered the egg whipping drink.
Yeah. It's like,
Michelle, do you have a drink of choice, Michelle?
You know, strangely, being that I used to own a bartending company and
Yes.
bartended in
Wait,
Los Angeles for
yes.
7 years.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. I bartended everything, Sky Bar, Miyagi's, you name it. But and at Michael Jackson's house, that's a whole other story.
That's a now story.
However, I don't know how much time we have, but that's a crazy story. But I don't really drink very much. I just
Yeah.
kind of lost the excitement for it.
Oh, it's called a 2-day
fell in
hangover when you turn
love.
30.
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
totally
yeah.
different. You cannot drink the same. I personally just can't drink the same way I used to. I used to just get drunk all the time in my 20s. But if I drink, I love Bloody Marys.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And I also really like what's the one the Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
And there's another one it'll come to me later that I
What's it
really
made
like.
Yeah, what's
I know
in it?
this. I'm Australian. Is it dark or
Yes.
light? Do they
I just wanted to be called that. Just
do they spank
It's
the
that's what
mint?
it's called. It's called.
Spank the mint.
You know,
Julep?
A lot of
can you
these-
imagine going up to a bartender and being like, I'll have the
Oh. Only one other person's ever ordered that before. Here we go.
Whenever I bartended and someone came up and asked for an apple teeny, I wanted to just kill everyone. I
Oh
wanted
my
to
gosh! I'm
turn-
not. So I pulled up a couple articles
God.
for this year's Drunksmas to help us out, and one of the articles I pulled up was the worst drinks that you can order at a bar because the bartenders judge you.
I'm on
And Appletini is
Appletini?
number one.
Yeah,
it's
of course,
number
that's not
one.
surprising.
The one where you muddle all of the mint,
yeah,
that
yeah.
one as
Julep.
well.
Mojito.
Well, that's a
Mojito?
Moscow.
No,
oh,
a
mojito. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although an amazing drink, as a bartender, I'd rather kill you.
Yeah, I would only
Yeah.
order it if I'm at a place that like a
Specializes.
Brazilian place
Yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
it's like that's the
worst
kind of drink
thing
you get.
can order ever at a restaurant or a bar, no matter
Yeah.
what, is a hot tea. Because it's only worth like $1.50, so your tip is basically nothing, and it takes forever to put together.
Yes.
You get hot water, and a lemon,
one
and
of
a fucking thing.
one of
Like,
the other drinks.
Interesting.
Okay, here are the top 5 drinks that bartenders hate. They totally judge you. And Appletini's number 1. Then it's Jaeger bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Blow
Then it's
job
any
shot in
kind of
there.
frozen cocktail.
Damn it.
Okay. Yeah.
Then it's sex on the beach, and then it's an Irish car bomb.
Funny.
Why-
But
Irish
then,
car
but
bomb.
also
Drop
in there
a
are people who order
shot into it,
coffee.
goodness.
Coffee with like Kahlua because they don't want to make the coffee. Like that's what it is.
Why is
Yeah,
Irish
funny.
car bomb like
Yeah.
a hard one though?
it's not hard. They judge you
Yeah,
for it.
it's just like
it's
really-
like you're an amateur drinker
Yeah,
if you're
like
drinking an Irish
1990s
car bomb.
called and wants
Yeah.
their car bomb back.
Bachelorette party needs to stop right now.
exactly.
We have to
Fuzzy
start.
nipple.
We have to start wrapping it up. So please tell our listeners where they can find you, lovely
Yes.
ladies.
At Michelle Morrow, just one L.
That's what because I'm a 1L Allison. You're a 1L
That's
Michelle.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, I'm a Maud.
You're a no L mod.
Yeah, Maud Garrett, but it's 2 R's, 2 T's. What?
What?
I love it.
Is that crazy Australian silent L?
Yeah, no.
Loud.
and I'm
it's
so-
Mloud Garrett.
I'm so excited to see what you ladies do in 2018 because
Same,
like
God, this year.
Ditto.
I'm so glad it's done. Huh?
yeah, right.
Quietly.
2018 is going to be rad. And we have not been having our guests leave empty-handed. We have presents for you.
Yes.
As you both know, I'm a board game ambassador for Yellow, so they have gifted us a bunch of King of Tokyos, which is their number one game.
Hello
So you
now.
guys, wait, here we go.
I'm the king of
both-
Tokyo.
You both
You
get
will
to leave
be.
with a board game, and
Well,
wait for
you
it.
can be.
You both get to leave with an exclusive Alison character.
They seem to know what that is.
They're so
I assume
excited.
Alice
You
told
can't
them
get
on
anywhere
design.
unless you go to game board conventions.
Oh my God, I'm
Sensei,
so
it's
excited.
me.
She's gonna sit right by my computer.
Yes! I can't wait. By the way, I gave one to my manager, and she's like, she's sitting by my computer. I'm like, good. So she'll remind you to submit me for all the jobs.
She's so cute.
Maybe
Looking
I
at you
can-
guys
I
side
know.
by side is adorable.
She's awesome.
They
so
got their hair
excited
down
about
pat.
Yay.
Really.
Yeah, and your brows. Oh,
I know my brows.
I just wish you were looking at me, not my eyes.
No, I'm looking at the monsters I have to destroy.
Yes.
I could
Yeah.
be the monster that you need to destroy.
Oh, whoa, that sounded sexy.
Boy, this is
I'm into it, Maud.
This
Yeah.
got awesome.
King Mod.
You know, it's interesting when Tom and I get really quiet.
Now I know what a dinosaur is on your shirt. It's a monster.
It's a monster.
All right, did we do it?
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Everyone listening, you can email us at halfhourhappyhourfans@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, halfhourhappyhr. And subscribe to us on iTunes
Yeah,
or Stitcher
please.
or Google Play, whatever you listen to us on. Share us with your friends. It'd be amazing. And that is it for day 3.
3.
Correct?
Correct.
I'm glad I still have my senses right now. Day 3 of
Wait for
Drunksmas
tomorrow.
of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht. Sitting in with us is the lovely and talented Tom Supervisor.
Nope,
Good enough.
nope,
Good. I'll
that's
take
not it at
Perfect.
all. But
Done.
cool.
Hey! Have a good Drunksmas.
Thank you, Maud and
ladies.
Michelle.
Thanks, guys.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.